The Margate residents are not dense with housing. They don't want the housing. You have in here 900 residential units. If that number was to be reduced, would that be a deal breaker? If it was around 300 or 400 units?
Nothing's a deal breaker.
It wouldn't be a deal breaker.
Our minimum sort of multifamily development project size target is about 250 units. I don't think anything's a deal breaker.
I don't have a problem with density.
I can make an argument that 500 units could be worse than 1,500 units.
We want the most density too.
1,000 square foot apartment, we would go for roughly.
If you want to call it 1,000 square foot apartment, that's about a 2-bedroom, $2,900.
Balconies are important to me. I've seen crappy balconies and I think crappy balconies really hurt a project.
We agree that crappy balconies are crappy.
If I was picking just off pictures, I'd pick you guys hands down. This would blow Meisner Park out of the water. So on the townhome component, I'm assuming they're going to be rental.
Yep.
But I like that idea. There are some people that don't want to see apartments. How many units is in this proposal?
2,400.
I'm not necessarily fixed on units.
Would 500 units be a deal breaker for you guys?
No, total unit count is 800. Have the lowest amount of units out of all three proposals. Upstroke is something that we would love to bring.
Is it 500 units a deal breaker?
So, but you're saying go down to 500?
Yes.
Yes, oh yeah, that's fine. Sorry.
I'll go on the record and say I'm not trying to chop all these in half to 500 units. We want to be run down 441, the laughing stock of the area. I'm not going to try to cut these units in half by 500. I want to meet with everyone. This is 99 years. That's longer than a marriage. The most PG way to say it, but I don't want to enter a marriage without dating first. And I want to make sure that there's some type of resolution that whenever this project's finished, that there is a plaque with the commission at that time's names, but the founders as well. Chair Tommy wanted the head bus like in Tampa. I mean, if you want to put my head on a statue, great.
Developers want to maximize their profit, want to maximize their revenue. So what do? They come in and they create the highest density that is possible. Margate Commission, don't be like the developers. Let's make sure that we are designing the amenities that the residents want. So when you think about apartments, I want you to think possibly Section 8.
If you go back and look at the survey that's been done for years in our city, the least thing people wanted in the downtown, and I consider the east side of downtown, was residential. If it was up to me, I would do the whole east side, shopping, dining, and entertainment.
Would we be open to maybe doing a 10-story tower?
The last election that I helped with, I got blindsided with a bullhorn, no more apartments. And you're talking 2,200, 2,400. This is like ludicrous. I don't understand. Your heads are getting bigger for these apartments than what we want, the residents want. And you're residents. So I thought you wanted the same thing we wanted. Traffic is ridiculous. If you're gonna build some more apartments, more this, more that, the apartments, you need to go way below what they're asking. It's crazy.
Put it all over the internet and cut and paste it, but gotta embrace some of this. Work with some of these developers, whether we like it or not, they're building.
Every one of you, you did a great presentation. We're going to open it up to the board here, then even open it up to the public. But I want to say thank you to every one of you that's come out and done your presentation. Every one of you brought a unique element, and it was great. So thank you, every one of you. Yeah. All right, so if the board has any questions, if not, I'm going to open it up to the public. There's a couple people here. You sat long enough. If anybody wants to come up and speak, be more than welcome to come up and have your 3 minutes. And then we'll,
I just had some summary comments. I don't know if you want to go down the line or.
you want to do it now after they speak? Whatever you guys want to do. I have no problem.
No, I'll speak now and then let the public speak on
Got it.
any of our comments. But no, again, I think everyone did a great job. I'm being critical because it's such an important project. I'm not beating up on anyone. As the chair said, you all did a good job. I think one way, shape or form, these would all be good projects. But, Margate, we want the best in the area. I know it's not going to be like, Brickell or something like that. It's all scalability, but in Northwest Broward, I want to be the best. And our residents deserve it. Entertainment themed. I don't want to be fixed on number of units. It's more about the entertainment, the retail, and that feel of a sense of place. I don't want to see parking lots all over.
They kill
And,
space.
right.
They kill space.
You know, for those that need to produce the financials, I'd ask that we get that structure as soon as possible. For those that need the renderings, you know, if me, you know, I want to meet with everyone. You know, I look at this 99 years, that's longer than a marriage. And I don't want to enter, trying to, the most PG way to say it, but I don't want to enter a marriage without dating first, right?
Neither have I.
And so I want to meet with each group, you know, share my vision. I'm sure the other board members want to share their vision, because you're right. How do you put a rendering together if you don't know the gist of it? You know, at the end of the day, we're not all gonna agree exactly. I think we have to get most of what we want, and, you know, a majority, let's put together a great project. But I'm excited. I mentioned it at the last meeting. I think the chair even went up to me when I talked about, you know, this board in general. Some disagreed over the years, agreed, mix of both, but the staff all deserve credit for this project. And I want to make sure that there's some type of resolution that whenever this project's finished, that there is a plaque with the commission at that time's names, but the founders as well. I want to make sure that's there. I know Chair Tommy wanted the head busts like in Tampa. I mean, if you want to put my head on a statue, great. But, you know, that might be a little far-fetched, but I think I want to make sure that we, you know, 99 years from now, people look and say, wow, these were the founders of this and they did an incredible job. And I think all of us collectively deserve credit for that. And that's all I have.
Is there anybody else? If not, I'll open up to the public. You guys are more than welcome to stay. There's only a couple of residents here, so.
Interesting presentations, a little bit disappointed, but I want the commission to remember something, a statistic. 441 has nearly, sometimes greater than 60,000 average daily traffic on 441 on that stretch. Lyons, in their best day, has about 40,000. And they don't have, the promenade doesn't really have that street presence. Our development will have amazing street presence. So this idea that you have to have all of the rooftops and so on, with that kind of street traffic, that takes care of the need for high density. You know, we made fun of the previous developer, New Urban, and we ridiculed them. They wanted to jam in 968 apartments. And now we're looking at that and more in some cases. Let's not be like the developers. Developers want to maximize their profit, want to maximize their revenue. So what do? They come in and they create the highest density that is possible. Margate Commission, don't be like the developers. Let's make sure that we are designing the amenities that the residents want. That should be the primary focus. The east side of 441 should be an entertainment and restaurant district. There should be a sky bridge going over 441. The sleepy little plaza, that's Ace Plaza. You know, I lived here for 6 years, and other than Ace, I couldn't tell you what storefronts were in that plaza because it had no presence. So when we rebuild, and we rebuild retail along 441, let's use that presence. Let's bring those tenants that were in Ace Plaza, let's bring them to the forefront. Let's bring them on 441. Let's reward them for being there for a long time. And then we can use the density that's further west, further in, because residential doesn't need to be on 441. It's a danger to the tenants. It's a danger to children, families, what have you. That's not the location for it. The other thing I want the commission to understand, please understand the distinction between apartments and condos and townhomes. Apartments, when you think about apartments, I want you to think possibly Section 8. You know, in the Tri-County area, if you go to a developer and he's going to bring on 900 rental units apartments, what kind of rental discipline that you think that they're going to have?
Do I agree with you? Just sum it up though. Time's almost up.
Okay. Well, in the Tri-County area, Section 8, you are required to offer to Section 8. You cannot say no. So it's not a question of building it for Section 8. It just happens because of our wonderful county commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank
I appreciate the comments, and I did ask the city manager and assistant city manager today, what the, possibility of incorporating townhomes and condos, because condos are coming back. There are developers that are implementing them. I know Main Street is doing townhomes and some condos, but the difference is they own the land, they're selling the land to a developer. We own the land. So how do we do a land lease? What are we gonna parcel out little sections for condos? I don't know if that works.
The answer
Then-
is
then
you do a,
how do we collect on that?
the answer is you do a cooperative development agreement with profit taking from the sale of the condos for both the developer and the city. And then with condos, you get significantly higher turnover, on average, 3 to 7 years, where apartments, you don't get as high a turnover in terms of increasing market values, contributing to the city property tax.
Thank you. I gotta agree with you on a lot with what you said, and also, I think you're being very favorable by saying 40,000 on Lyons Road. This is probably one of the busiest roads in Broward County. We don't need the rooftops. I agree with you. If it was up to me, I would do the whole east side in a downtown, meaning shopping, dining, and entertainment.
What-
I don't mind putting apartments or townhomes on the east side, but line 441 up with retail. I think, Board Member Seri, you mentioned that in the back, people don't know it's back there on one of the drawings, which I agree with you 100%. So if we're going to build something down in the back on the water, which is, I think, pristine, you're going to have to drive through townhomes, apartments to get there. It needs to be visible from the street. You need to have a nice main street going down to the waterway. So if it was up to me, I would do the whole east side, shopping, dining, and entertainment.
Let me ask you something, because I'm more of I kind of agree in the sense of having the restaurants and shops in one area where you're not running all over 441. And I'd be fine with some of the lower density units possibly. If we were to put everything on the east side, then would we be open to maybe doing a 10-story tower to accommodate the housing on the west side? Or are we gonna limit ourselves to 5-story, building? Because I think I think that would open up, like,
Listen,
in order for them to, like, if
I
they
understand
want
what
to
you're
do
saying.
800 units and they're gonna take 400 or 500 off the east side to build the entertainment, then build higher on the west side.
I would have no problem, the parcel we just picked up, the church property, that's in a residential neighborhood. That makes total sense. Over here by, what is it, Seaton, that's residential. Like you said, I would line 441 up with the businesses and then go into the east side as our downtown and have the waterfront, dining,
Right.
whatever, shopping.
Invite them in.
And if you want to put whatever on the west side, I don't care because it's residential. But at least have something where people can come, shop, dine, and park and walk around. And I mean, I think that makes total sense. You could still get as many units on the west side. So I don't know what the rush, or what the big deal is to get them on the east side. The east side is the spot, I think, for the retail. There's no benefit, I think, being on the east side or the west side with the apartments.
No, I think we're making progress, because I was under the assumption some of us didn't want to go up. But I think if we go up in height to free up the space on the east side strictly for entertainment and retail, I think that's.
There's a picture, if you look under downtown, because I always thought downtown was a noun. To me, downtown was where everybody would go, the downtown. But when you Google the downtown, the word, it's almost like an adjective of things in the downtown. So when I Googled it, the first picture that came up was Margate's downtown, and it was a picture of the corner of Margate Boulevard and 441. And I liked it. It was high, and then it went down, and it was the entryway to Margate Boulevard, and I thought it was awesome. And I think on the east side, if we just do that with shopping, dining, entertainment, we'll get what we want, they'll get what they want, and the residents will get what we've been wanting.
I'm not allowed to talk.
You can talk after.
Brookfield.
If you're gonna let you speak, you need to come to the microphone.
Go ahead, Rick.
I don't know if I heard this right, but does Brookfield, and I like them, I like their presentation, but do they have the exclusive on negotiating the ALF?
That's
Why
what-
do
not
they
sure.
have it,
That's
and
what
why
they
doesn't the
said.
city have it?
That's
You'll
what
have
they
to
said.
talk to them.
I'm not
Thank
sure. Thank you.
It is what they said.
But others can do it too. It's just if they're
You just
selected.
asked, it's what they said.
Whenever you're ready.
Last I knew, we have a 9 square mile city and some of these presentations, it looks like they're taking over the whole city. I mean, the last election that I helped with, I got blindsided with a bullhorn, no more apartments. And you're talking 2,200, 2,400. This is like ludicrous. I don't understand. We got apartments going up on Coconut Creek and 441. We got apartments going up on Coconut Creek and Banks. We got apartments going up on down by Southgate and 7, 441 and 7. Those are all on the main roads. What do you need more here for? Let's do something, you know, Promenade doesn't have apartments and they're always busy. I bring my granddaughter to the movies over there. We go to Cooper's Hawk all the time. They're always busy over there. I don't understand. And as far as crossing over 441 and people learning, we're in Margate. You don't know the Margate residents? We got a lot of jaywalkers and we got a lot of people that have been killed on 441. They're not gonna learn. It's not gonna work. We would like steak restaurants. I didn't see any steak restaurants on any of those. Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, good. I've never heard of Sprouts. I would try that. I don't care about that, but
It's like a Trader Joe's.
I think
It's
a
a problem, isn't it,
downtown
apartments?
would be like the Promenade. And if they've went bankrupt, okay, they went bankrupt. But I think your heads are getting bigger for these apartments than what we want, the residents want. And you're residents. So I thought you wanted the same thing we wanted. All I keep hearing is apartments, townhomes, this, that. We got enough people in Margate. Do you see the traffic we got just with the carnival alone? It's ludicrous. You cannot go from here down to Sample in 20 minutes on 441. It don't happen. I took a lady to the doctors from Margate to Boca today. It took me an hour and a half on 441. An hour and a half. The traffic is ridiculous. If you're gonna build some more apartments, more this, more that, the apartments, you need to go way below what they're asking. It's crazy.
I just wanted to, couple of things with the Promenade. They've gone bankrupt 3 times,
Yes.
at least once, 3 times, somewhere in the
3
middle there. They only landed Cheesecake Factory and Cooper's Hawk once they had, the commitment of Main Street, which they're adding 4,000 units. We talk about traffic, Coral Springs building 3,000 to 4,000 units. Coconut Creek's building 4,000 units. Pompano by Palmera's building about 6,000 or 8,000 units.
8,000.
So we don't build a single unit, we're still gonna have the traffic in the city.
Right.
As far as the restaurants, they're not gonna be able to get commitments to restaurants. They haven't even been selected yet. I can assure you I want a steakhouse and other nice dining options, but that's why you didn't see those. As far as the building along 441, folks, I sound like a broken record, but a lot of it's gonna be out of our hands between Live Local and the subsidy with the off. All they gotta do is go to the county and say they're gonna build 40% affordable housing. County
it.
gives them the
It's over.
units. Bye-bye. We
What?
forget Margate. We don't need to talk to you.
It's a 7
So
times multiplier.
it's important that the city, and I know they're gonna put it all over the internet and cut and paste it, but gotta embrace some of this. Work with some of these developers and get a product that we could live with, because if we don't, Live Local, build whatever we want. Let's go to the county. County said they want 200,000 units in Broward County in the next 25 years. It's like 7,000 or 9,000 units a year, or something like that they need to do. They're gonna supersede the city. So whether we like it or not, they're building.
You're
Let's
100,
get-
you're
let's get some-
100%
let's get some
correct.
projects we can work with.
So you're just gonna let the businesses right here on Margate Boulevard, just screw them and let them go?
We're not letting them go.
Well, you just said that you're not gonna give them the first chance.
Yes, we did.
Are
But I
you
don't,
giving them the first chance? So whatever rent they're paying here, what's their rent gonna do? Double?
no. we're
That's
not
all going to be subject to whatever
we're
agreement
not-
is
yeah,
ultimately
to be
negotiated.
truthfully honest, most of them won't be able.
I
to
couldn't
afford it.
hear you. He talked over you. What'd you say?
I said there are details that need to be worked out in any agreement that's negotiated with respect
that's-
to any property that
down the
the area owns. So it's premature to talk about
Okay,
that at this
well,
time.
I just don't think that's fair to our businesses that have been here. I've been here since 76 and that Ace Hardware's been there.
They signed leases knowing that this was gonna be built.
Wow. It
They all know.
doesn't make it right. Does it make it right?
I don't
Oh,
think,
yeah, but you're our cereal.
I don't think Wings Your Way, sorry, Wings Your Way is what people are looking for in a downtown.
Okay.
I don't want things right.
Okay,
By the
well,
way,
great.
Board Member Osorio, you're 100% correct. The live,
Please don't yell out from the crowd, ma'am. Your time has been up.
Yeah.
the,
Hold on.
the,
Trace, hold on.
the live local that the governor has put in, it,
Ma'am, please, we
Tracy,
we
please.
can't discuss a public meeting. Thank you.
All right.
the, let me know when you're done.
Free country.
Let me know when you're done.
What are you staring at?
I'm waiting for you to let me know when you're done.
I didn't say anything.
So you're done?
No.
Then I'll wait then.
Guys, let's move on. Come on, this is getting a little ridiculous.
I want to be able to say something without being interrupted.
Go ahead, say it.
Board Member Osorio is 100% correct. The live local policy that the governor has in place is going to be something that will destroy cities.
And they're gonna broaden it this session.
And we need to work now to get what we think is important for the city for the future before we're forced to accept cookie cutter,
Affordable housing.
affordable, square, unattractive housing. And this is our opportunity to do it. We've waited all these years to do it. As the new mayor says, we've waited over 20 years with a promise to the people to do this. And it's about time that we take care of this situation and do it. Because if we don't do it, as Board Member Osorio says, the governor will do it for us and we won't like what we have. And we're not ready to do that. And we'll never be ready to do that to our residents, never. So the time is now to make a decision on what's palatable so that when there won't be any land for them to say, we're gonna put this up there and screw you, this is what we're doing. So you're right.
Okay, is there anybody else from the public that would like to speak? No, before they leave, before this item closes or anything, any board members would like to say?
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, thank you, and thank you, all of you. You've given us lots of stuff to chew on. And I can't wait to sit and meet with the three of you and talk about these things because this is of critical importance to the future of our city. As the future mayor, as the current mayor says, we've made this promise. And this is our opportunity now to deliver on this promise. And we want to make sure that the city for the next 40 years is set in the right position. So, thank you. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Vice Mayor, Vice Mayor.
Call me
Board
right
Member
up.
Schwartz.
I just want to say thank you for making us feel that this is an important enough project for people to consider, because for so long, Margate has just been Margate. And so it's nice to know that as a result, actually of an 8-year-long lawsuit, we have added land that we did not have before. And so I appreciate the fact that you've all actually stayed this whole time and listened so you can steal from one another.
That's all right.
But no, so that you can listen to the comments and make us feel that it's important, as important to you as it is to the 59,000 residents of the city of Margate. So thank you for coming and doing this.
Well, we had a person here who was watching a basketball game instead of paying attention one year. A person who wanted to be developer, he was watching a basketball game, and didn't really care about our opinions.
Thank
so-
you today for not watching a basketball game.
So thank you.
Yeah.
So
Right.
thank you.
And before you go, I'll let you close it out, but I want to say thank you to every one of you. And guys, I'm going to be firm on this. You give us something that has shopping and dining on the east side, residential on the west side. I'm sold. I'm good to go. The live local thing, I understand it, but it's a scare. I mean, I think that if we're in contract negotiation right now, there's no way that the governor's going to come down and put the hammer on and say, we need to do this. If you go back and look at the survey that's been done for years in our city, the least thing people wanted in the downtown, and I consider the east side of downtown, was residential. That was the least. They want shopping, they want dining, they want entertainment. Like I said, leave the east side down to that. West side, put your residential. I have no problem with it. And I think we did make progress, guys, and I really do. But this is something I think, I just got back from Tampa and I'm looking down where I don't even know where we were with the grass and the cargo things and the restaurants, and it was great. It was a great place that we could have once a month. We have something going on. We have the shelter, whatever. It was incredible. It was a great feeling, and I think that that's what our city's
My
missing.
biggest fear, and the reason why I like that structure, I just can't get past retail on the four corners and people drinking and then walking across 441.
I agree with you on that.
It's, unless you're building a sky bridge, which I doubt FDOT on that road would allow, maybe a tunnel, but I just don't see how people can safely get across. The architecture talked about training and I'm not using the proper terminology, but he is correct. You do that on smaller volume roads. I don't know if that would work on 441. And so my biggest fear is just residents crossing the roads there. Keep everything in one area.
Yeah.
As far as entertainment.
And I got to say, I did love the second presentation, which was in 9th Street, adding an additional road, because right now people use all these roads through cut through. And I think it'll just give it a nice ease and a nice way of getting from one place to the other in the city of Margate. So I love that idea. It was great. So-
If each one of them could take a piece of their
That's what I'm
proposal
saying, yeah.
and combine it, because I like the design of the second one, but I like the units of the others. Blend the the parking, so.
I honestly think every one of you are capable of doing
Yes.
this project. It's just a matter of, us deciding what we want and you guys fulfilling that dream. And you know what? I don't really consider this a negotiation. I was telling the city manager today, this is our baby. This is our piece of property. We're going to tell you what you want. You guys don't want to do it? We'll go to the next one. So that's the way I feel. I'm very passionate about this property. I ran on this 12 years ago as a downtown, and trust me, I'm going to be very stern on what I want, and that's the way I am. So
And I talked about it 22 years.
that's 30-something years of talking.
Forget it, about talking. That's about.
It's time to make something happen, guys. All right. Thank you. And thank
Okay,
you
yeah,
guys for coming.
just to wrap this up, I'll keep it short and sweet. I wanted to thank Brookfield, Michaels, Related for being here today, and all of you guys for your wonderful feedback and comments. I think it's great, and it'll give them a lot of good ideas to come back to you. For next steps, we're going to be setting up one-on-one meetings with you, as well as trying to arrange some tours for you to see some projects. And then we will be able to come back to the board to make a final selection to who you will like to begin negotiations with. And this is a very exciting time for Margate, and we look forward to coming back to pick a partner for the city. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I just want to mention, each one of you had mentioned the $30 million in the CRA, breaking it down for whatever phases. I'm 100%. If you guys want to start phase 1 with shopping, dining, and retail, I'll give you the whole 30 million.
Okay.
Is there, just so we can manage expectations, do we want to set a target for
Yeah, if you guys want to set,
when we want to have that follow-up meeting? I'm assuming it's going to probably have to be February or something like that.
we'll let
mean,
the city
time
manager,
card.
I'm gonna work to try to have individual meetings scheduled, tours done, where we're coming back in February to
Okay.
discuss. I
That'd be
think
awesome.
that gives us decent enough time, and if not, we'll shift.
Good?
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank every one of you.
The people who did the job in DC, that's,
Second group, I think.
I'm going to DC next week. So I'd love to go and check it out. So please give me.
Great.
So-
Did you answer the phone?
Meeting's not over.
Yeah, it's not the meeting. We got,
Meeting is not over. We'll go anywhere.
Excuse me. the
hey,
meeting-
guys, we still have our meeting. So if you guys want to, we only got about 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to hang outside, that's fine. Okay, we're going to go to agenda item number 5A, Executive Director's Report and Tenant
In
Updates.
the interest of everybody looking like they want to go, I'll skip my report tonight. Nothing of substance to provide.
Okay. Tenant updates. Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I'm assuming that nobody pays on time.
It's, my assumption would be it's early in the month.
Yeah.
I'll repeat, that nobody ever pays on time. Almost.
They
and
don't have
nobody-
automatic.
They're still within their grace period though,
Yes.
so they're not technically late yet.
How long is the grace period?
7 days.
It's the holiday.
Usually our meeting is,
Doesn't matter, doesn't matter.
it's usually our CRA meeting is the second week of the month, so they're paid by then, but since we're in the first week, they're still showing outstanding.
Thank you.
All right. Last item, board member comments. Board member Simone,
Nothing at this time.
board member Osorio.
Wow. I gotta say something. Good job, everyone, and I'm excited to keep the ball rolling. Yep. That's it.
Yes. Board member Schwartz.
I appreciate presentations and that's it for me. Happy holidays.
Board member, Vice Chair Kajan.
The presentations were amazing. The future looks bright. And I'm sure that all of us are thrilled to be sitting here, to be able to have a hand in the future of the beauty of our downtown. We've waited so long for this and
Some of us.
it's amazing. And I hope everybody had a safe and happy Thanksgiving and oh, and we have our Winterfest coming. That's what, on the 20th, I believe?
20th.
On December 20th, we are having our Winterfest right outside the building here, and hopefully all of you will be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, great job, everyone. You know, it's nice to have a big developer come in here and said he wants to spend $800 to $1 billion in your city. You know, I'm thinking, you know, think of the economic stimulation for the building department, for our employees, for stuff like that, for our surrounding businesses. For that time period, for 3, 4, 5 years, it's going to be incredible. So it's exciting. Thank you, everybody. We didn't do this by ourselves. Took a while. We're dribbling the ball. Might miss it a little bit, but we're gonna make that goal together. I promise you. All right. Anybody else have anything?
Thank you.
Oh, and happy holidays, and we won't see you till next year. So that's it. Good. God bless. Have a great one. Have a great end of the year. Take care.